Nexxlegacy.
That is what's up. That is what's up. Hey, what's up, people? This is Charles. I am Brandon Madison of Nexxlegacy Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful guest who has a lot of good stuff on the horizon. This lady's music is definitely something that you need to continue to put on rotation in your household, in your car, wherever it is that you're at work, whatever it is that you're listening and however you're listening to it as well. And I have the beautiful, talented Shanya Patel as well, and she is brought to you by ShanyaPatel.com. Thanks for coming on to the show, young lady. What's good?
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in, hanging out with the listeners and everyone as well. And before we start talking everything as far as the music you currently have out and things like that as well, tell everybody how you got started, how you started getting into music.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is way back. Honestly, I've always loved music. It's always been like my first love. And I can't remember loving anything else. I started super young, I think the youngest that you can. I basically started singing when I was probably since I could talk. And then my first performance was when I was 6 years old. So ever since I was a kid, I've been training and just performing everywhere that I can. And I've been doing gigs. I think I was talking to my friend the other day, and we realized it's been kind of something like 10 or 11 years that I've been doing actual gigs too. So it's just been a lifelong thing that I've always loved. And then songwriting came into that when I was a little bit older, around 11. And I've just, this has kind of been my whole life, and I absolutely love it.
I'm 6 years old. 6 years old. Honestly, I don't know what the heck I was doing when I was 6 years old, but it wasn't singing, songwriting, or whatever the case may be. But was there a certain song that you were listening to that made you like really and truly inspired to, do what you're doing right now? Or what was that one moment where you felt like this is what I was born to do?
I think the only one moment that I can really remember from being that young was actually that first performance when I was 6. I was in front of a few parents. It was this little music school that I went to at the time when I was getting trained to sing for the first time in my life. And I sang Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid, if you know that one. And,
right.
It was just like the purest moment. And you just, when you're a kid, you don't really think of, other people are looking at me and what are they thinking of me? And you're not thinking about any of that. And I was just there for the pure love of it. And I totally fell in love with that moment right away. And that kind of sealed the deal for me in terms of loving that stuff.
I think a lot of big moments that you or any listeners have as far as, there's always a specific, it could be an intriguing moment where you're like, you know what, hey, this is what sparked it. And I think sometimes if you're doing something, you have a nice love affair with it. And it may be some ups and downs and, some trials and tribulations and things like that. Have you ever experienced like some pitfalls in not just the industry, but just in the path that you want to go? Maybe it's not going as fast as I wanted or, certain other things. Have you ever experienced a little bit of the waves that comes with the business that you're in?
Oh, yeah, all the time. I feel like I very much compare this to, being an entrepreneur because that's kind of what you are. And both my parents are entrepreneurs, and I've always kind of grown up around that. And, it's always a flow. Like you're basically running a business, and there's going to be times where you're going to celebrate a lot of wins, and sometimes there's losses too. So it's just it's all the flow of everything. And I think I've kind of gotten used to it now, the flow of that all. And especially I'm also an actor, so that is a whole new kind of flow, but it's sometimes very much the same. But yeah, all the time, and the doubt, and just I'm not really picking a standard path of life that I guess all people at my age are picking right now. So like the early 20s and everything. So there's a lot of the doubt and a lot of opinions and people telling you to do this, or you should be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing this. And so but it comes with the job. I like to think of it that way. But yeah, you kind of just gotta go with the flow and kind of keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, especially if you love what you do, how you do it, and everything else that comes with it. I mean, it kind of comes with the territory of anything that you love and you have a passion for. You just you kind of have to ride those waves and still stick with it, and things like that. Talk to me about August 22nd. That's out right now. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. I love that song. I actually wrote that, I want to say 2 years ago, or whenever it was, I think during the pandemic. So maybe 4 years ago now, or 2020. What year are we in? 2024?
Yeah, 4 years now. 4 years, absolutely.
Yeah, so 2020, I wrote that song. It was just a big period of reflection for me because the whole world shut down at that time, and I kind of really just got to write again for the first time in a while because life was getting in the way, and it was just a huge reflection period for me, and I've never, I actually wrote it on August 22nd as well, so it was kind of this, I pinpointed a situation or a time frame in my life, and I kind of used the date to anchor that story, and it just honestly kind of flowed out of me. It didn't really take long to write, maybe a day or two at the most, and I got one of my best friends to produce that with me, which is awesome, and we ended up releasing it last year on August 22nd, so it's a super special song to me, and hearing people connect with it and telling me, their dates that they connect with and what those are and those stories are really cool to hear.
As a writer, do you find the flow of just writing? You said it didn't take you long to write. Do you find that when you're feeling it, you're in the emotion, good, bad, or indifferent? You can have feeling the love, feeling the conflict, heartbreak, whatever you want to call it. Is it easier writing when you're pent up, filled with emotion, right? Versus writing like, hey, I have a concept, let me try to piece together it.
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like a lot of people ask me that. I think I used to say that it's definitely easier to write when you're sad. I don't know why that is, but it's just, I guess, the emotions, or maybe when you're angry too. It's like all the negative emotions, I want to say. And sometimes I'm here to draw from, but I mean, especially when you're feeling something that's so raw, like if something just happened too. I think everything's always at the surface, so it's kind of easier to just get that flow going. But sometimes when I'm in the room and I'm writing with other people too, and we're kind of thinking of a concept, like a fun one. I had a summer bop that I released in the summer, and that one was fun to write too, just because it was all about fun, and so but I think for the ballady types, I enjoy that flow a lot, and it's just nice to feel like it's just coming out, and you can't really explain it. But
I love it. Shanya Patel is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and with August 22nd out now, people can go ahead and check out Shanya Z Patel on Instagram. Check out the website, ShanyaPatel.com. Check out all things that's going on in regards to Miss Shanya as well. What about, like, just being out, doing shows and things like that? Like, how important, especially for the marketing and the branding of your music and things like that. Tell me a little bit about the importance of just getting out there, finding gigs, and just being able to just sing in front of the public.
Yeah, I love performing. As I mentioned, like I've done it since I was a kid, and it's so important, and I think it's kind of like a muscle, and it's good to practice and being in front of people, and also just sharing, especially when you're a writer and you're putting out music for people to hear, you can kind of see that people are listening, but when you actually get to perform it in front of people and see how that's being taken in is a very cool thing, and it's a really awesome feeling, and there's nothing like it, and I think it's so important to go out there and just meet new audiences, and even if that's, playing bar gigs and stuff, because sometimes, as musicians coming up, we got to do those kinds too, and it's important to get in front of people, and that way you can see how people are receiving your music, but I love performing. It's so much fun, and the people that you get to meet, and there's nothing like it.
How's the overall, like, reception of your work has been, not just for your fan base, but the random person like myself? Like, I could tell you, like, when I first heard you, you have a very nice sound about yourself. You don't sound like, I'm not looking to say Shanya sounds like XYZ artist. You sound like yourself, and that's the thing that I've always told people, be it if it's in interviews or anything like that, to just be your own. And I love the fact that you have a voice that's your own. You're not trying to emulate someone else or anything like that. How's the overall vibe been for people who is in your fan base and new people that's just now tuning into you for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I've been very blessed. It's been really great to hear a lot of amazing feedback. And last year, I mean, I've been, like I told you, I've been writing for so long, but last year was really the first year that I put out music. And all of my close friends and family were always saying, put out the music, put out the music. You've had it for so long. But yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like time for feedback, and people are really loving it and discovering it. And people message me on Instagram and just say, hey, I found you through Spotify, or I found you through this, and I love your sounds and your music, and I play this all the time. And yeah, I've been really lucky to get awesome feedback and just, have people find me, and it's been a great experience, and I'm so excited to put out more. And I absolutely love hearing everything that people have to say, for sure.
What does more look like or sound like to you in terms of, are we talking like full-length albums or singles, or a little bit of everything for the consumers to just soak in all that is you?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of everything. I'm definitely going to have a lot more singles this year, so you can definitely look forward to that. And I want to work up to an album, but I think right now we're keeping it singles and EP route. And still, constructing what that looks like, but definitely more music on the way for sure.
That's what's up. And you also mentioned, Shanya, that you are dabbling in the acting gig, in the acting experience as well. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you get into it? And what's on tap for you when it comes to this whole other thing that you do in addition to music?
Yeah, totally. So acting kind of fell into my lap. It was never something that I kind of was seeking out. It kind of just, it happened, which to me is a sign that, it's meant to be. It kind of just fell into my lap, and I was able to have a really great acting coach, and from there I was signed to the Costa Talent, which is an amazing talent management company in Canada. And I'm a little bit of a newbie when it comes to that industry, and I'm still learning a lot, but it's been such a fun ride. I booked my first voiceover role recently, so it's good. I'm excited to share more when it does come out. But yeah, it's voice acting, and it's on-camera acting, and some of it is very similar to the music world and singing, which I love. I love being in the booth in the studio, and I'm very much at home there, but I'm still learning that world, and I'm excited to be in it right now and just looking at everything that I can.
That's what's up. In terms of it all, like, you feel like you got a pretty decent range. I know you mentioned acting coaches, stuff like that, but can you drop a dime and cry on spot, or does that take a little bit more effort to do?
I'm still learning that skill. I'm very interested to know how people can cry on cue. I really have to learn how to do that. I feel like that's going to be very useful in my acting career.
Hey, it sounds like that's a challenge for a lot of people, because, sometimes even the most skilled actors and actresses, still got to have that Visine, or they got to, have something that's going to give them a crying edge. But you're right. There is some people that know how to do that stuff on a dime. And I'm like, what the heck? Do that?
It's amazing. I don't know how. When I find out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, please let me know. And then if you mastered it, I would love for you and I to have a nice little video interview so I can see it live and direct and be like, all right, tonight, let's cry together. And I'm like, I'll start it, but I can't do it. But you just go finish it off for your guy right here. So that's what's
100%. 100%. I'll get going. For sure.
No doubt. Shanya Patel is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio, and you mentioned earlier about your parents being entrepreneurs, and you easily accepted the role in what you do and how you do it as far as your own individual growth. When you look at the business of the entertainment business of it being so congested, there's a lot of artists out there in the world. Everything under the sun is busy. So how would you not just stay focused, but just kind of, wiping out the fact that, you know what, I can't worry about them. I just have to focus on me and how I put out my product.
Yeah, for a long time, it's a very hard thing, especially like you said, there's so much, and from where I am in Toronto, there's a ton of amazing talent, and, it's very easy to look at this person and play the comparison game and everything, but I think, especially putting out music last year and just really doing my own thing, and honestly, for me to kind of change that mindset of actually doing my own thing versus talking about it and always thinking about it.
No, you're good. No, and I think where we last left off, I just think, especially with, we were talking about the overall, like, entertainment business being super busy, congested, everything like that. As far as your marketing overall, like, do you feel like you're in a good place right now and you're pretty confident as far as, the team around you, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, I love to always meet new people and see, how we can work together. I'm still open to that and building my team even more. But right now I have a lot of really great people that are supporting me, which I'm very grateful and lucky to have. And yeah, I mean, it's just, we're riding this wave right now, and it's a good one. So I'm excited for everything, and yeah, I feel very blessed to have a lot of very supportive, lovely people around me right now.
That's what's up. And I think having a team and having a plan and having, a lot of people who are able and capable of giving you constructive feedback, right? Because you can't have a bunch of yes men around you, right? That's no fun.
Absolutely. And like it's so important to have all of that. Because you only want to be better. So as long as those people are there to provide. Sorry, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, no, you're a very, very talented young lady with, I feel like, a lot of good positive energy to bring to the entertainment business that I feel like, is needed. And as much as we say that there's a lot of people out there, very rarely, and it's just it's just my opinion as far as this business. There's these small pockets of people who are really just there for the energy. They're not there for the fame. We want to make sure that there is a financial growth in what we do, because you put a lot of work into it, time and effort into, going into a studio and writing songs and laying it out there. So a 3-minute song is, doesn't take 3 minutes. It takes, it could take weeks or days or whatever the case may be. And, we have to shine a brighter light on that specific subject, because I think for an artist like yourself, you have to acknowledge that, there's a hell of a lot of work that we have to do and put in to make a song great, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really awesome to think about how the songs came to life, and just the people that were around me and processing it. I remember the the songs that I just released that are out right now. It was a whole EP project that I did back when I was still in school, and it would be basically when I was a full-time student. It was my 3rd year of college. I was getting my bachelor's degree. I guess at that time working towards bachelor's degree. So the days would be, I would have class from 8 to 5, and then 6 to midnight I'd be in the studio, and it'd just be that every day.
Wow.
That was the life. And yeah, and I had a part-time job at that time, and still making time for friends and family, and having a social life and all of that. So yeah, it's a lot that goes into that process and creative process, but it's so worth it. And yeah, it's just an amazing process.
Yeah, the grind is definitely it. And looking forward to more things that you have in store in terms of just your growth as an artist and things like that. Is there any, like, if picture perfect world, if I had a chance to, or if you had a chance to collaborate with, 1 or 2 specific artists, who would they be and why?
Oh, that's a great question. I would love to, I feel like just because of I would love to collaborate with Ariana Grande. Whether that be like a women empowerment anthem or something, or even just writing with her.
Okay.
Just good collaboration. And then we have a Toronto artist that's amazing right now. His name's JP Sack. He has that song "If the World Was Ending" with Julia Michaels, and he's just an amazing writer, and I respect him so much as an artist, and he's a great person to collaborate with.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think overall, I mean, you know, you putting that out there into the universe, and hey, you never know, that's gonna wind up popping off anytime soon. So you never know. You never know. Put that energy out there tonight.
Absolutely. I'm radiating and putting it out there. Thank you so much.
Indeed. And in closing, as we wrap this, I want to ask you, like, what's your favorite decade of music and why?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? Lately, I've been very obsessed with 70s and 80s. It's just like I growing up and the music they were listening to, and I actually have this whole playlist on Spotify that I made. I think it's even possible so people can go listen to it. That's
nice.
My favorite right now that I love. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's so much great music there, and just I don't think it's anything like today for sure, but oh my God, it's just amazing. What an amazing time for music for sure. And just the feeling and nostalgia, it's crazy. That's amazing for sure.
Listen, you can't go wrong with any decade you choose. I feel like, you know, a lot of the stuff that has molded and shaped us into who we are and what we do is on full display. You know, anytime that you listen to a lot of, you know, classic moments or whatnot. So, you know, very, very intriguing when it comes to that. And in closing, I'm going to leave it up to you. Give shout-outs to whoever and wherever, and also plug your website once again and your social media.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to have talked to you guys today, and I appreciate it. Yeah, if you want to go listen to more music, please go to my YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, it'll be there under Shanya Patel. And my website is shanyapatel.com for more links and to keep up to date with everything.
That's what's up. And as we close, you know, music clearly will be on rotation on Nexxlegacy Radio for sure. And I want to not just thank you, but thank you for continuing to, you know, push yourself to become more, do more, make sure that you enhance your talents to different levels that a lot of people are going to gravitate to, not just because of what you're putting down and how you're doing it, but also like the effort that you're putting in. Because I got to commend everyone that's out there doing music or doing anything on a you know, artistry level. I mean, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of sleepless nights and days and things like that. So I got to give you credit where credit's due. Give you your flowers now and often. That's how I see it. So let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Not a problem. I'm following you on social media now, and I'll make sure I'll tag you on all things Nexxlegacy so we can deepening our partnership. But Shanya, blessings to you, not just now, but moving forward. And thank you for the work you put in.
Thank you so much. Back. Thank you.
Nexxlegacy.